welcome back to another episode of Therapy Time Is Now. This is going to be a little bit different, differently structured than how we normally do our videos. This is just meant to be a short conversation, a quick inspirational video, a video to get you thinking, to get us thinking, because I think I need some inspiration as well right now.
Yeah.
I know it's a new part of the year, and often at this time of year, this is when people start to evaluate their lives. They start to look at what isn't working in their lives, what is working, what they want to work towards.
Yeah.
And it's goal setting. I think that is such a huge topic that is going around everywhere, and this happens every time, every year. It's a refresh. It's a new year, so people want to refresh their lives. They want to become the best part of themselves that they can be.
Absolutely. I mean, goals is always important, just having something to work towards, just having something to feel like you're living towards, I guess. I know for me, are goals, and it's what kept me sane. Having no goals sometimes can probably make you sane, thinking there's no direction.
Yeah, it gives you purpose.
You have a purpose at least, what I mean? So have some level of goals, and I think that's very important. I think everyone at some point have goals, whether they see it as goals or not. I think everyone has goals, everyone has a purpose. And I think it can be challenging sometimes to find what those goals should be.
Yeah.
And making realistic goals, I think sometimes can be a bit challenging.
Yes, it's like how it's defining, the scope of the goal. Is I think that's the biggest part is trying to find a goal that's specific enough, but also reachable. It needs to be one that you can actually attain in a period of time. And what kind of sparked this video for us is that recently we've been having conversations with different family and friends, and they've all at different times with different people have initiated a conversation about goal setting and asking us what our goals are and what their goals are, telling us what they're wanting to work towards. And each of those conversations, everyone had a different perspective. And I think that is so important because you need to find what works for you. And there's no right answer. It's all about what your perspective is, what you think will work. And sometimes you want to try other people's perspectives, and then you're like, I don't really like that. Or you can find a way to fine tune it or shape it to what suits you and being your true self.
Yeah. It's about you, right? You're doing it for yourself, not for others. Or at least you should be doing it for yourself and not for others.
Yeah.
If it's your goals,
Yeah.
It makes sense. Make that make sense. It should make sense. So I think, I think just be realistic with your goals, be realistic with yourself, and just go towards those purpose, go straight on into those goals, and you will face bumps, obstacles, so you will face those. So remember that, all good things come to an end eventually is what they say, but I think I take a twist sometimes and say, to get good things sometime, you're going to meet some obstacles along the way. So let's just meet those obstacles, because if you're not meeting those obstacles, it means you're not pushing towards your goals. You should be meeting some kind of obstacles. This is life that we live in. All of us is living this, right? So push towards those goals, and we have some goals of ours for this year as well. One big one is to push this channel more and be able to go live soon. So we need 50 subscribers for that. So we're working towards that goal for this year.
Yep. I think we have around 7. So we're working
17.
There. Oh, 17. There we go. Yeah, there we go.
17. We look back one day and laugh about that, but it's fine. 17 subscribe, that 17 person that believes that this community is where they want to be. So thank you. And thank you for keeping this community alive. You know what I mean? It will grow eventually, surely. It will grow.
Of course.
There's people out there that haven't found us yet that should. We'll reach those high sides soon, We'll reach into those algorithms at some point. So that's a goal for us.
And goals can be ongoing. Like for us, a goal that we had last year is we wanted to make a video each week for our podcast.
Yep.
And we were doing that for a while, and then we kind of fell out of that habit. And that's okay, because that is what happens. That is life.
Yeah.
That is something that happens to all of us.
Take it at
And
your own
so,
pace.
exactly. So that's where you have to make sure you take times to reevaluate what your goals are, what you're wanting to work towards,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, I haven't been working towards that goal in a while. I want to bring that back. And that's exactly what we did here. I think that's where it's so important too, is you can even, it depends on yourself, but you can decide how structured you want your goal setting to be. Sometimes I know, like for myself, every few months, I like, and you could schedule this into your calendar or whatever works for you, or just know, oh, I haven't talked about my goals for myself in a while.
Yeah.
So I want to revisit that and go back.
Yeah.
And that's where you look at it. I know with my one cousin that I was speaking to the other day, what she has is she has a whole book.
Right.
And she likes to write down every single thing, all of her goals, and then she will track her progress. And for her, that's one way that she is able to keep herself aligned with what she wants to do, keep consistent.
Yeah, that's a great idea to put it down, jot it down. Yeah, yeah.
And then my one friend I was speaking to the other day, what she does is she pushes herself to have these conversations with her family and friends regularly. And in those conversations, she's able to articulate what her goals are, and through articulating that, she's able to fine tune it and decide what works and what doesn't work, but by bouncing ideas off another person, or just brainstorming. By once you say it out loud, then you're able to really, it makes it more real, and you can use that kind of social pressure that's not really there, but you make it there for yourself to push yourself.
Yep.
To get those goals.
I mean, that's a tactic to it. You know, some people, they can't do it on their own. They're not that motivated on themselves, on their own. So they have the peer pressure or that community around them just pushing them or supporting them, rather. It pushes them more towards their goals, and that's fantastic. It's like going to the gym sometimes. You're not feeling like you want to go, but you might have some gym friends that, you know, they're going to say, hey, let's go, because they know you're not doing anything right now. Let's go.
Yep.
You know, they push you. You know, it's like not going out sometime for supper. You want to go out. You're just not feeling it, but if you're out, you'll be okay. You know that. You know, it just takes a little bit of push sometimes for someone to be like, hey, you know, you deserve to go out every now and then and just take in some fresh air. You know? Yeah, so that's good.
And I think what I found so interesting about that too was, while they were so different in how they set their goals, one consistent for them was the beginning of the new year was that spark, was the reason for them wanting to look into their goals, and that's the time that they want to reset. And again, there's no wrong answer, and that's just what works best for them.
Yeah.
For me, I find I'm a little bit different. I don't like to set my goals at the beginning of the year, because for me it's always ever changing. It's always constant throughout the year. So for me, it's always ongoing. I like to just keep, and again, what I do is every few months, I like to revisit. I like to see where I'm at. I like to see what I can work towards, what my goals are currently. Maybe they change in that time. Sometimes they do. Or sometimes you fine tune it.
True. I mean, my goals are always changing. I change my goals. I mean, I set realistic ones. I sometimes set short-term goals. There's always so much long-term goals in my head. That's always constant going, you know, and some days I work more towards those long-term goals, because that's what life is. You know, like for instance, buying a house is going to be a long-term goal. If it takes you a couple of years, a couple of months, a couple of weeks, it still was a goal. You know, there had to be some kind of preparation that went into it at some point. So yeah, it takes time. So a lot of long-term goals that you have to work towards eventually through the weeks, the days, the hours, or year, or months. You know, I mean, you work towards them. You know?
I think that's so key, and it's so funny you say it, because that's very similar for me as well. What I like to do is I like to have a larger goal that seems far away. And then I set, what I do is I'm a type of person where my personality, I like to tick things off. I like to have small mini goals for myself that I'm able to know that I can reach. within a short period of time.
Mm.
And by doing that, I'm slowly chipping away, working towards that larger goal by setting those mini goals for myself
Yeah.
in the short term. And then I find when I'm able to achieve that and feel like I'm working towards and achieving what I want, it helps to give me more motivation and energy towards the long term goals.
Yeah. Yeah. Break it along the way. One of the goals was getting um a PS5. So you could play that game, Hogwarts.
Mhm.
And we were like,
Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts, it was maybe around December of the year before the Hogwarts was gonna come out. It
Yep.
was gonna be next December, and we were already in December of the previous year. And we were like, yeah, we should get Hogwarts, you know? Yeah, so we were like, okay, let's work towards that.
Yep.
Took our time, got the PS5, the PlayStation 5 first. Had it for a while, it was just there because the Hogwarts wasn't out yet.
Mhm.
And when it came out, took us some time again, and we finally got it. Boom, that goal got completed. It wasn't the most. It wasn't a cheap goal,
No.
So it was a goal it was something to plan towards, So that's what we're trying to say.
To
It doesn't have to be
budget
all
and
serious. It could be something as a game.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Yep.
it's not just a house or a car payment
Mhm.
or tuition fees. It could be something just as fun.
I
You know what I
think
mean?
that's
And those are
I
fun
love
too.
that.
But yeah.
I love that. I really do because it is while it is important, to have those life goals.
Mhm.
And you should of course have life goals. We have life goals, everyone should. It's also important to have passion. You
Yep.
need goals for your passion, you need goals for enjoyment, you need goals for to get that gives you fulfillment. So whether that's creating more relationships, whether that's deepening your current relationships that you have in your life,
Mm-hmm.
whether again it's getting a game console because it's a hobby that you want to pick up again, or picking up a hobby that you used to have as a kid. For me, that's reading. I used to read so much as a kid, and
Yeah.
now in the past few years I've wanted to get back into it. It's something that just brings me joy. I feel so fulfilled when I'm reading.
Yeah.
And so that was something I got back into in the past few years. And then I set a goal for myself for each year to read a certain amount of books.
Mm-hmm.
And then every day, not every day, but maybe every week or every 2 weeks, I finish a book, and I'm slowly working towards that year goal that I have set for myself.
How many of you have ever read a book in your whole life, apart from when you're not in school? It's not an easy goal, what I mean? As for a lot of person wants to get into reading.
Mm-hmm.
So, break it down. Take your time. It's your own pace. You know what I mean? There's
Yep.
no one that you need to impress. Go back to the other videos where we talk about being yourself and letting people go. You know what I mean? Just be your true, authentic self. You're reading this book for you, not for people, not for the pleasing of others. It's for your own
One
comfort.
that reminds me of the conversation that we had the other day.
Mm.
We were talking about his catering business, and I remember we had this conversation, and you brought that up. You were like, listen, I'm not doing this for other people, I'm doing this for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that one line that you used. It was one order at a time.
Yeah.
So we're grateful for each order that we get.
Yeah, one at a time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Until it grows, and it is growing, and
when
it's
it grows,
continuing.
it grows. I try to give customers my authentic self, and I try to pour in everything that I have right now. Doing 20 orders a year won't make me rich. So it's doing one, it don't make me rich, but doing 20 a year, I might mess it up at some point. Doing basically, it could be the spacing, it could be the ingredients, it could be just not the right timing. You know what I mean? Forcing it, or just the mental space to even achieve that 20 per year. You know what I mean? It could be I'm just not home. I'm just all over trying to seek out these clientels and so on. You know what I mean? So it's a big thing.
Yep.
And each orders at a time is in its thousands of dollars. You know what I mean? To reach out to these clientele is not as simple. So one order at a time. You know what I mean? I still do smaller ones where I can fit it in and I get it done. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
on top of our regular 9 to 5 jobs that we have.
We do have a 9 to 5. You know
yes.
what I mean? So it's not as easy, but it's my goal. You know what I mean? One at a time. And yeah, I'm doing it for me.
Yeah.
And a part of me is I care about people. I care about giving them the best product possible, my best authentic self possible. So I care about that image too. So for me, I'm just gonna give focus on one at a time, you know what I mean? And
Yep.
give those customer the best experience ever.
Yep.
You know, with my food, I like it to, I like people to think about my food when they're eating it, you know what I mean? So for me, it's just not about cooking, yeah,
It's that passion.
it's that passion that I have for it. So
Yeah.
yeah, one step at a time, you know?
Yep. And I like what you were saying too, because it's all about perspective as well, right?
Yeah,
You say you have 20 orders in a year. That's 20 more orders that you have that you wouldn't have had if you never did
yeah.
started a catering
Mm-hmm.
business, right? And even that could even break down to five. Even if you had 5 orders in the entire year,
Yeah,
that's still 5 orders more than if you never had stepped onto this journey and started that and where you wanted to be.
exactly. It's your pace.
Mhm.
Skip that page at a time. It's your book. You read that book one page at a time if you have to. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And if you have to read over that book again just to understand what the fuck this book was actually saying, read it over again.
Yes.
You know, read the abstract first, research it first, see what they're talking about, see what these words and these phrases. Research it, take your time, make
Hmm.
it a fun experience. You know what I mean? Break the barriers of thinking that, oh, I need to finish this so I can sit and have this conversation with others about, oh, I've done 20 books so far. It's only been a couple of days in the year. Okay, that's good for you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Amazing for you. What else have you done?
Yep.
You know what I mean? So yeah. Oh, I've done some climb rocking this year.
Rock
Yeah.
climbing. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've done so much walls when I went there. Good for you. I did one, and I'm comfortable with that. I'll get there to two, one, three, four, five, six next soon. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Your pace, just take it at a time. Take it one step at a time. You know what I mean?
And I think, this is where I would love to hear, or we would love to hear from all of you.
Yeah.
Let us know what goals you have set. We want to hear your life goals, and we also want to hear what goals you have for your passion.
Mm.
Goals that give you fulfillment, that give you happiness in your life, that give you purpose. We want to hear what goals you have set and how you set your goals. Because again, everyone is different. And everyone what works for them will not work for other people.
Let me tell you a secret for me. I journal every day. Sometimes I don't even realize that I'm journaling. I have different phone apps that I use for my journaling, and it's about different topics. It's about different things. It's about everything, but different at the same time. You know, one could be about work, one could be about this podcast, one could be just about the catering, one could be just about cleaning supplies, schedules, you know, stuff we're working towards, you know, being a prime minister of, this great nation, stuff like that. So there's so much things that I journal about. It's crazy, believe me. So that's a way that I keep in track to as well. So try some journaling. There's different ways to journal. There's different methods. There's different mediums. There's different um aspects to journaling. You know what I mean? So take your time, find it out, do your research, and see what's best for you. One could be just writing an alarm on your phone or in your calendar, and you put down the stuff that needs to be done for each day, for each
Mm-hmm.
month.
Mm-hmm.
That's a way of journaling as well. That's a way of goal planning as well. That's a way of accomplishing small goals as well and long
Yep.
term goals as well. You know what I mean? You got
Yep.
an appointment, don't miss the next appointment for your dentist. Go and get your teeth clean, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Put it down in your phone, put alarms, make sure the alarms goes off a certain time before it's the appointment, not just 2 seconds before when you live maybe 15 minutes away, you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
It's all about knowing yourself and knowing what you need to
Yeah.
do to set yourself up for success.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I think
listen,
that's key.
exactly, that's perfect.
Mhm.
I think, yeah, and we're not perfect.
No.
We're just telling you what we simply do. That's what we do. I
Yeah.
don't think I'm the best organizer. I don't think I'm the best person that follows my goals and stick to it right through. I don't think I'm the best when it comes down to that, but I at least try to achieve the ones that needs to be done. I get at least, or the ones that I see, or at least I'm trying to achieve some at some point. So yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's fine. I think that's good. I think
Yeah.
that's what you should do too.
Yeah. So
So
thanks for tuning in and
yeah,
watching this episode and being here with us. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video and again drop a comment. We want to hear how you set your goals, what goals you have set for yourself.
comment there or there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's there somewhere. Put it in there. Let us know. Put a comment down below. Let us know where you're from. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know what time it is. Let us know if
Wait,
this helped you.
and what else you want to hear from us?
Yeah, let us know.
What other topics and directions you want
I
us to
mean,
go in?
let us know. We talk about it already.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know what goals you want us to help you with, for instance.
Yep.
We'll sure let you know if we can help you or not.
Yep.
So let us know. Be your own authentic self. Whatever you want to ask us, ask it. We reserve the right to answer them or not. So hopefully there's no one coming here being rude. Keep it respectful, keep it clean, keep it
Yep.
positive
Yeah.
every
Once
time.
again, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
We're your hosts. I'm Cecilia.
The
This is
host of the
Lennox.
most.
Yep. And we're just here trying to be our true selves. So thanks for watching another episode of Therapy Time Is Now.
Yeah, I'll catch
And
you in another one.
yeah, we
Catch you
will.
in another one. Bye bye. Take care now. Whatever time it is now. If you're going to work now, have a good day. Keep a smile on your face. You'll get home soon and cuddle back in your bed and you'll feel nice again. If you're going to bed now, cheers and have a good sleep. Enjoy.